can we all rise for the national anthem? God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. You may please be seated, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellencies, captains of industries, very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to welcome you all to the Legacy Gala 2025 of the Sylvastar Group. But before I continue today's event, standing right here on the stage and looking on this hall, I see very wonderful faces, everyone looking beautifully and wonderfully dressed. So please, I'd like to indulge you. Can you turn to your neighbor by your left or by your right and give them a warm compliment this evening? Tell them, I love your suit, I love your kaftan, I love your cap, I love your hair, I love your perfume, I love your smile. Kindly give your neighbor a warm compliment. That's lovely. In fact, I want to extend it. So make it two people. Make it two persons. Extend warm compliment to two persons on your table. Tell the person, I like your hairstyle. I like your glasses. I like your cap. I like your perfume. I like your bow tie. Thank you very much. Please a round of applause for yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellencies, very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to welcome you all to this August occasion in the month of November. It is the Legacy Gala of the Sylvastar Group 2025. Today we are gathered here to celebrate in glitz, glamour, and recognition, and also as today's event will unfold, we'll be launching a new product, and of course we'll be launching a new baby. That new baby I will withhold, and I will not announce that surprise yet, but at the course of the event, you'll get to find out that new baby that the Sylvastar Group will be unveiling tonight. Very distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the GMD, Mr. Seth Sylvastar, it is my honor to welcome you to this prestigious, auspicious event. My name is Isaac Erikemo, professional master of ceremonies, communications executive, and a real estate professional. And I'm very delighted to be serving as your master of ceremonies this evening. So please, a warm applause for yourself. To get the ball rolling this evening, ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to bring up on stage the General Manager, Sylvastar Group, Mr. Kennedy Ifedima, for the welcome address. Please, a round of applause for Mr. Kennedy. Please, you can do better till he gets up to the podium, ladies and gentlemen.
The CEO, Dr. Seth Sylvastar, our distinguished dignitaries and government delegates, the representatives of our armed forces, our honorable investors, esteemed clients, and our gallant, dedicated workforce. You're welcome to Sylvastar Gala 2025. A round of applause, please. So tonight we gather to not just celebrate, but to acknowledge our triumphs, our travails, our efforts, and the unmistakable successes that have shaped Sylvastar Group this year. As we bask in the glamour, the excitement, the music, and the joy of this evening, I want you to pay close attention to two powerful words. Watch out. Watch out. Watch out for Sylvastar Group as we rise to become Nigeria's topmost investment destination, not only in real estate, but in petrochemicals, food and beverages, and other key sectors that drive the nation's growth. Watch out for Sylvastar Group as we advance with courage, as we bust through limitations, as we break through every ice-cold barriers and exceed boundaries that many once thought impossible. We are on the path to become one of Africa's great multinational organizations. A good place to clap your hands. And to our investors here tonight and guests, you are not spectators. You are a part of this rising vision. As we watch Sylvastar grow, you gain insights. And this insights fuels conviction. And conviction to own a piece of this soaring powerhouse. Tonight, there will be exclusive, highly subsidized investment offers available only at this gala. The wise will seize them as an opportunity. The bold will act on them. The visionary will look back and say, I made the right decision. A good place to clap your hands, please. At Sylvastar, we don't see you as mere subscribers or landowners. No. You are distinguished. You are partners. You are family. On that note, I want to deeply appreciate our chairman and visionary, a man who has taken the high and hard, courageous road to build the brand we call Sylvastar today. And I honor and reverence God Almighty, the Father of all, who has the overwhelming capacity to keep us alive to see this vision materialize. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, I welcome you to Sylvastar Legacy Gala 2025. Thank you, sir.
feeling sorry for the things I know I should have done. All the things I could have said come back to me. Sometimes I wish that it had just begun. Seems I'm always that little too late all of my life.
Thank you so much, DJ. Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for our MD, Mr. Kennedy Ifedima. Please a round of applause for Mr. Kennedy one more time, ladies and gentlemen. I do not like the energy that we have in the hall. Is it that because I'm very far from you all this evening? Please a round of applause for Mr. Kennedy one more time. All right. Now, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, like I said earlier, today's event is a combination of 3 events. We'll be launching a new product by the Sylvastar Group, and another product I'll be withholding the name. I will not mention that. That will come forth as the event goes on. But also, we're going to witness a new set of realtors that will be released into the labor markets, if I dare say. Right, Mr. Kennedy? We're going to be having the graduation of the latest cohorts from the Sylvastar Academy who will be graduating today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to bring up on stage Mr. Martins Ayube to give us an insight into the journey of Sylvastar Academy and to tell us how the graduation for today is going to be like. So please, without further ado, I would like to indulge you all again. Please, a round of applause for Mr. Martin Ayube.
We don't have to go to 360 degrees. Now it's time.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Okay. Distinguished guests, esteemed faculty, partners, and our exceptional students, realtors, investment advisors. Good evening. Now, it's my honor and to present the official report for the Sylvastar Academy class of 2025. This year has been nothing short of remarkable. 3 cohorts, 3 powerful teams, 1 unshakable mission to transform ordinary individuals into extraordinary leaders in the real estate industry. Despite having been launched this year, 2025, Sylvastar Academy successfully ran 3 cohorts, each crafted to equip aspiring and existing real estate professionals with the skills, knowledge, and capacity to thrive. The first cohort, rightly called the Pioneer Cohort, had the theme, How to Build a Personal Brand That Sells. This cohort spanned 4 days, running from April 22nd to 25th, 2025. The Pioneer Cohort set the tone for what would become a historic year for the Academy. Focused on brand identity, storytelling, sales positioning, and digital credibility, this cohort laid the foundation for real estate success in a competitive marketplace. Students learned the power of positioning, how personal branding drives trust, and how trust drives sales. Engagement was high, and the number of our students from the cohort closed their first deal. And a number of our students from this cohort closed their first deals within weeks. The second cohort, declared as the Trailblazer cohort, was themed Mastering Real Estate Sales and Marketing and spanned 3 days of learning and a physical graduation ceremony at our Jabi office on the 26th of July, with classes running from 22nd to 24th. This cohort was all about momentum and mastery, with a focus on digital marketing, sales funnels, negotiation strategies, and customer conversion psychology. The Trailblazers deepened their competence in market-facing roles. We hosted industry experts, marketing strategists, real estate consultants, and CEOs who mentored our students through practical sessions. The final cohort for this year was nothing short of phenomenal. The visionary cohort was themed Shaping Tomorrow's Real Estate Leaders and spanned November 18th to 20th, with the graduation and site tour taking place at our head office on the 22nd of November 2025. The visionary cohort was designed to push students beyond skills into leadership. This caused our students to learn strategic decision making, industry innovation, tech-driven real estate trends, and legacy-driven real estate development. This cohort experienced one of the academy's most robust curriculums yet, including advanced sales modules, practical branding guides, and powerful sessions from top-performing CEOs and experts who shared from their wealth of knowledge. The site tour that followed allowed students to directly experience Sylvastar's development vision, bridging classroom knowledge with real-world application. Across all three cohorts, students enjoyed full access to their personal dashboard for lecture videos, daily assessments, yes, they had to take assessments, resource materials, daily attendance tracking, matriculation ceremonies that marked the beginning of their academic journey, sales challenges that inspired healthy competition, exposure to CEOs, industry experts, lawyers, and marketing specialists, real-time mentorship, and case studies. Immediate absorption into the Sylvastar Realtors Network for qualifying students. The engagement levels for this year has been outstanding. Cohorts recorded thousands of views, strong participation in assessments, and powerful testimonials from students who transformed their careers, confidence, and capacity within just a few days. Total academic performance for 2025. Total registered students for the year was about 3,500, was over 3,500, with an average of about 42.3% active students all through the training. Combined YouTube views, being that the lessons were taking place live on YouTube, was over 6,200. The average engagement score was absolutely excellent, and the satisfaction rate we got from the students was extremely high. This year, Sylvastar Academy has not only trained professionals, we've shaped visionaries, empowered entrepreneurs, and raised leaders who will influence the real estate ecosystem for years to come. But before I conclude, I would like to ask all the graduating students representing the class of 2025, that is from the Pioneer, Trailblazer, and Visionary cohorts, to please rise. Wait, so these are our representatives from all three cohorts. Can we please put our hands together for them for their exceptional journey? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present to you the extraordinary graduates representing the Sylvastar Academy class of 2025. And now, okay, Chancellor. And now, with great honor, I formally present these students to the Chancellor of the Academy and Group Managing Director of Sylvastar Group, Dr. Seth Sylvastar, who is still attending to some interviews outside. Now, while we await his arrival, I would like to request the media to please play the montage for the Academy. Thank you.
Too many people are trying to succeed without structure, without mentorship, without the right knowledge. Many realtors are struggling, not because they lack ambition, but because they lack guidance. Deals fall through, clients lose trust, opportunities pass silently, and talent begins to fade, simply because nobody showed them the path. This is why Sylvastar Academy exists, to bring clarity where there is confusion, to restore excellence where the industry has lowered the bar, to raise realtors who understand not just how to sell, but why they sell. We provide the structure that many never received, from market understanding to digital mastery to ethical selling and brand building skills that last a lifetime. Because we believe that when you build people, you automatically build better professionals. And when you build better professionals, you build a stronger industry and lasting legacies. Sylvastar Academy. We don't just teach real estate, we shape the people who will shape the future. In today's real estate world, too many people are trying to succeed without structure, without mentorship, without the right knowledge. Many realtors are struggling, not because they lack ambition, but because they lack guidance. Deals fall through, clients lose trust, opportunities pass silently, and talent begins to fade, simply because nobody showed them the path. This is why Sylvastar Academy exists, to bring clarity where there is confusion, to restore excellence where the industry has lowered the bar, to raise realtors who understand not just how to sell, but why they sell. We provide the structure that many never received, from market understanding to digital mastery to ethical selling and brand building skills that last a lifetime. Because we believe that when you build people, you automatically build better professionals. And when you build better professionals, you build a stronger industry and lasting legacies. Sylvastar Academy. We don't just teach real estate, we shape the people who will shape the future.
If you pay for time, why we can't they rush? Titilala, titilala. Like we they do what we do, titilala. I lick my shit on top my shit, titilala. Take your time with it, as long as you fine with it.
Alright, I'll die, but I'll love me, I'll live it. Can't let you wait on my body. Let you go, gonna burden above me. No time to float when you play it. Let's turn out when I'm careful around you. I gotta go slow if I'm going for you. Go slow if I'm going for you.
Yes, man, everybody get the man. No going fast, they get me before the grass. Constantly, man, I can put
with the sorrow when I first saw your face. 'Cause I've been floating on the cloud ever since. Girl, I'm just a hopeless case. From the first time that I held you, I knew that it was just a matter of time before I did what comes naturally when a pretty girl blows your mind. I think about you in the middle of the day, thinking how much I love you, and if everything's okay. Can't wait to hug you, squeeze you up so tight, and make such good love to you. You'll be hanging on to get life. I'm love crazy, crazy over you. I'm love crazy, crazy. I'm helpless, and there's nothing I can do. Oh, you bring me all the joy that I possess. Show me up, show me to the world. I wanna live my life with you. Show me up, show me to the world. I wanna live my life with you.
All right, thank you so much,
You're like a
DJ.
beautiful sunrise.
What a very exciteful evening it is, ladies and gentlemen. I can see that more guests has arrived, and of course, our chairman has also arrived. His amiable wife. It's so good to have you both right here this evening. Now, I would like to recognize the presence of the parents of Dr. Seth with us this evening, Reverend and Mrs. Sylvastar Unweke. Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for the parents of the chairman who has joined us this evening. Thank you, Mommy. Thank you, Daddy, for being with us this evening. Please, you may please be seated. Thank you so much. All right. Now, this evening has been designed as an evening of recognition, glamour, and grit. And this evening, our thematic focus is stewardship of influence. And I have no other pleasure than to bring up to stage the keynote speaker for this year's gala. Ladies and gentlemen, please, who else is more capable to speak to us on the role of wealth in generation building other than Pastor Handsome Oku? Please, a round of applause for Pastor Handsome as he makes his way down to the podium.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. Good evening. You all look beautiful. You all look elegant. Can we put our hands together for ourselves this evening? Before I go on to just share a few thoughts on the theme for tonight, can we put our hands together for our host and the group CEO, my dear friend, Dr. Sylvastar? Can we put our hands together for him, please? Happy birthday, happy birthday. Like I would always say, we can pass for a double. Sometimes in church, I would just say that he can just take up the stage and preach. I mean, nobody would know, except for the voice. So the voice will give you away, but can we put our hands also together for his beautiful wife, Akuna? You know, it's just been a beautiful, beautiful journey together as a family. Can we put our hands together, please, for them? And, of course, for Daddy and Mommy, Reverend Seth, can we put our hands together for Mr. and Mrs. Seth? For the first time, I told my wife I was going to give a speech without a sense of humor, and she was terrified by the idea. Can we put our hands together for my beautiful wife as well? My lovely, lovely angel. She was terrified by the idea of me giving a speech without any sense of humor. And for a moment, I didn't know how to feel about it. I didn't know how to feel about it because I said to myself that, does it mean that she sees me as a comedian? That every time I open my mouth, it's always something to laugh about? Or does it mean that when I'm serious, I'm that boring? So for her to be terrified about it, I was kind of concerned. And I said to myself, at the end of the speech, you, ladies and gentlemen, will be the judge of this. If I am that boring that she was terrified of me not speaking from a sense of humor, or if I'm just a clown or a comedian to her. Praise God. I would share some stories with us tonight with the hope that through these stories we'll be able to come to the understanding of what the theme of this ceremony is. And I'll start by sharing a story from my childhood days when I was still much younger. I'm still a very young chap. When I was still much younger, and we used to have, I know a lot of you will be able to relate with this experience, so permit me to just share. We used to have this maths teacher in school back then, and I can bet that there are certain persons here, just like me, you never liked your maths teacher. If you're there, can I just see your hand? Don't lie. Don't lie. Thank you. So we used to have this maths teacher, and the amazing thing about this maths teacher was the fact that this maths teacher would always give us very simple examples. So the maths teacher will give us examples like 1 + 1 = 2, 2 + 2 = 4. Very straightforward examples. And by the time he's done giving those examples, you would see that the entire class will be so excited. So we can do this. Let's get to work. Let's do the classwork. And just when you thought you've grasped the full knowledge of the problem and you're willing to bring out the solution, you would see that the maths teacher would bring an additional variable to the equation. So what he taught us was 1 + 1 + 1. All of a sudden you will see 1 + 1 - 2 raised to power 1. And for me, it was just really disturbing, and I criticized him greatly. I criticized him. I'll be honest, I criticized him greatly about it. About the fact that I just feel like you were trying to make us fail. And sometimes, the educational system can be designed that way, to just test what you have not been taught. And so I just felt like I was really critical about it. I felt he was just a wicked teacher. And it took me a couple of years down the line for me to really appreciate the import of that experience. How that life in itself, when you hear the stories of others, can be the example in the maths class. When you hear the stories of others, you can get inspired to want to dream. You can get inspired to want to do more, to want to achieve more. And so when you hear the stories of others, there is that excitement about the fact that, yes, we can do this. We've seen Sylvastar do this, and so we are excited about the fact that come next year, 2026, we are going to even go higher. We are even going to achieve better. We get excited by that story, but this is the issue. When it comes to life, translating stories into your personal reality becomes a challenge. It becomes very difficult. And so I appreciated the teacher much more later on in my life. At least I wasn't trying to discover the Pythagoras theory and all those things. I was not looking for the y dx. But I came to understand that sometimes that's how life is. That you would get some examples, and what is left for you to do is to translate those stories that would inspire you to dream, those stories that would inspire you to do more, into your personal experience. And the irony of life is this, that sometimes what you once criticize, you can eventually become. Once you once criticize, you can eventually become. And for me, now I'll call myself a teacher. I teach about average of 2,000 people on a weekly basis. And I also find myself in that situation where I need to give examples to people
with hopes that these my examples would help them make meaning of life, help them become more in life. So today, in just a very short moment, if you permit me, I want to give you yet another example. Another example that would perhaps inspire everyone here to think about legacy, and that example that would inspire us to dream bigger, to hope for more, and to strive for better. So today, just before let me just move quickly into a very powerful example as I speak on the stewardship of influence, the role of wealth in generation building. And my example is from all the way in Japan. And tonight I will be talking about the Nishima Osen. You would ask, what is the Nishima Osen? Nishima Osen represents what we ideally call the legacy in the hospitality industry. This is the oldest hotel in the world. The hotel is so old that it has seen several wars, survived several battles, survived earthquakes, natural disasters, fire, even the evolution of culture. The hotel stood longer than time in itself. The hotel, as we know it now, is over 1,300 years. Just the hotel, over 1,300 years. When you hear stories like this and you think about Nigeria, sometimes I look at it and I wonder, and I say to myself that this is what we need in Nigeria at this time, where we have systems that would ensure legacy and secure posterity, where we have systems that understand the need for consistency and continuity. You know, in the culture here in this part of the world, sometimes we are not so given to continuity. We are not so given to sustainability. What we care about most times is the fact that, you know, I want to be known for something, so I discontinue what someone else has started in a bid to make name for myself. That's why if you go to a home in our time, you would not see, I'm talking of this time, growing up it was different, but now you would hardly see a home where a child will say, this is my family recipe, passed on from my grandfather, my great-grandfather, to my mother and to myself at this time. And so we are losing out of culture, we are losing out of what is meant to be passed down from one generation to another because of this culture of starting over from the scratch. Hardly would you look around and say that you've seen an organization in this part of the world that have lived maybe 200 years, that have lived 100 years, that have lived 70 years. Just a few of them. And the question is why? How come we can see today and we can celebrate this great hotel, Nihishima, and it has stayed for over 1,300 years? What was their secret? It wasn't the huge budget for PR, because before there was the invention of PR and there was the invention of marketing and there was an invention of advertising, they existed and they continued. So it wasn't their dedication to ensuring that they have a lot of followers on social media. As a matter of fact, if you go to their page, if you go to their page now, they are not still giving to social media. So it's not the distractions that we so-called celebrate in this time that gave them the leeway to say that at this time they are celebrating over 1,000. That's over about 70 decades of existence. So I took keen interest in this institution, in this organization, and I tried to understand what made them transcend time, as it were. What made them get to the point where we now celebrate what they are today. And I saw that it was not just their dedication to operations, but their dedication to seeing that what they call daily operations is translated into what I call cultural operations. From daily operations to cultural operations. And you may say that, well, it sounds the same. So today I want to just give you three differences between what I call the daily operations and the cultural operations. Number one, very quickly. Daily operation focuses on activities needed to be carried out on a daily basis to keep the business running. Very important. You need that. Daily operations. You're looking at the activities needed to carry on the day-to-day runnings of the organization. However, cultural operation focuses on who you need to become to ensure sustainability. Who you need to become to ensure sustainability. The difference here is that one seeks to do and the other seeks to become. Many people, even in organizations today, they are focused on what they need to do, not who they need to become. And that is one of the big difference between operational activities and the daily operations and the cultural operations. For the cultural operations, even in organizations, they are concerned about who is this staff becoming by working in Sylvastar Group. Who is this staff becoming? Who is this person becoming? What is Sylvastar Group becoming by virtue of you being here? It's always about the becoming. And why is this important? This is important because history does not recognize those that try to do or those that attempt to do. History recognizes those that eventually become. History does not recognize those that try to do, but those that eventually become. For example, let me give you a very classic example. If I ask everyone here in this room that, can you tell me something about the richest man in the world? And I go from table to table, a lot of people here would say interesting things about the richest man in the world. Who is the richest man in the world? Dr. Seth, right? He's not just declaring, praise the Lord. So I mean, many people would go and say a couple of things about the richest man in the world. But guess what? When I've tried this, just because of time I can't try it. Seldomly would you see anyone speak about the skill of the richest man in the world. Because at that level, skill is not as important as who he has become. So people would spend time to talk about who this person is. He's a great man. He's this. They talk about him in terms of who he has become, not what he is doing or what he has done or his skill. Not all say he's a great mathematician. I'm not sure that concerns anybody here. You don't even get concerned to know if he's a great mathematician or not. You just know that he has a great team. So the fact is this, that people really do not care about what you do until they see what you have become. And so today is about becoming. It's about celebrating how far we've come, but also looking ahead of time to say that this is where we ought to be and this is who we need to become. Tomorrow, Chelsea and Arsenal will be playing. For those of you that understand football, you know what that means. It means that at the end of the match, nobody would care to say which team played best. What everybody wants to know is which team became the winner. So, if Arsenal decides to play tiki-taka, do they still play tiki-taka? Well, if Arsenal decides to play a beautiful football and Chelsea decides to win, nobody will celebrate the beautiful football Arsenal plays. After all, for decades they've been playing beautiful football. But what they are becoming is more important than what they are doing. So, when it comes to cultural operations, I would always advise, do not just seek to play, seek to become the winner. Do not just seek to play, seek to become the winner. Seek to be the person with enough credibility to grant you access that will build influence. History won't remember those that can do, but they remember those that have become. The second difference here, I'll just speak about three. The second difference here is that, number two, daily operation focuses on survival. And this is very important. Survival to every business is important. But when you make survival the core of your strategy, you become short-sighted. So you can't make survival the core of your strategy, the core of your business strategy, the core of your legacy. It must transcend your immediate survival. You must think about legacy. You must think about posterity. So why daily operation focuses on survival, which is very essential. Cultural operations focuses on legacy. Those that think survival will not survive their lifetime, will only survive their lifetime. Those that think survival will only survive their lifetime. But those that think legacy will impact generations. And I believe that that's why we're all here, thinking about how to move from survival to legacy. And this is what we've seen in Nishiyama. Nishiyama, like I said, is the oldest standing hotel, over 1,300 years. And they've survived different things. It was not because of they were concerned about just operational survival, but because of they understood that it was about building legacy. So every member of the group, every member of the staff community understands the project of legacy. And so, for the Sylvastar group, I would say today, build legacy. Never hire staff that you can't transfer. That was one of the advice someone gave to me. Never hire a staff that you cannot transfer. But more so, never hire a staff with a skill that cannot be transferred. Why? Because it's all about transfer. In this economy, it's all about transfer. What can you pass on to the next person? What can you pass on to the next generation? What can you pass on to the fifth generation to come? It's all about transfer. So never hire a staff with a skill that cannot be transferred. Never build a system that cannot be transferred. And if you can't see yourself transferring what you do to your next generation, then what you are doing isn't worth your time and ultimately your life. So ask yourself, what am I doing today? Is this something I can transfer to my children? Is this something I can pass on to my unborn children, the next generation? And finally, number 3, daily operation focuses on income generation, whilst cultural operation focuses on wealth management. Again, income generation is important. Very, very important, very critical. But wealth management is principal. I heard a story one time about, just last week, about this brother who won a lottery in the United States. He won a lottery of over $1 million. And after a year, he was a trash man. He used to pack the garbage on the streets. And after a year of living life by virtue of what he had won, over $1 million, he was back seeking employment in the very organization he had left. He has squandered all the money. He has squandered everything he had made. So making income is great, but management is what sustains what you are building. What daily operations generate in terms of income, cultural operations will sustain through wealth management. And when it comes to wealth management, let me speak about just 2 biases people have when it comes to wealth management. And I call them the 2 illusion biases when it comes to management. Number 1 is the insufficient bias. What is the insufficient bias? The insufficient bias is where you think that what you have is not enough. What you have is not sufficient. There's that illusion that you have that, see, I don't have enough money to make that investment. I don't have enough money to make the desired decision as at now. And you're correct. You can never have all you want to make all you want come true. But it is what you do with what you have that will determine if you move from level 1 to level 2. So until you invest in what you have, it will never be enough to invest in what you want. Number 2 is the oversufficient bias. The oversufficient bias, on the other hand, is that you have enough that it stops you from dreaming. When you come to the place of comfort, that you lose your dream. You come to a state of comfort that you have stopped desiring for more. You've stopped driving for more. You've stopped thinking about what it would look like if you can do more, if you can achieve more. And we must try to ensure that we avoid those biases. Any amount of success that brings comfort and kills your hunger would eventually kill your vision. And finally, as I conclude tonight, I want to read from the Holy Book, Genesis chapter 2, verse 5. It says, before any plant of the field was in the earth, and before any herb of the field was grown, it says, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain. Why? Because there was no man to till the ground. It says the reason why there was no growth was because there was no man to till the ground. The growth you seek is in the management you ignore. The growth you seek is in the management you ignore. God himself will first test your capacity to manage before he brings the desired growth you desire, or desired growth. God himself will first test your capacity to manage before he brings your desired growth. So, in conclusion, just like Nishiyama, all the way in Japan, the Sylvastar Group must learn to manage your people, your time, your resources through cultural operations as you seek the best opportunities to invest in the future. God bless you, and happy birthday, Dr. Seth.
Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause one more time for Pastor Handsome Oku. Such profound words of wisdom. And very profound things that he said. Two things that stuck out for me when he was speaking. He made mention and said, those that think legacy will impact generations, and the growth you seek is in the management you ignore. One more time, please, let's celebrate Pastor Handsome for those profound words of wisdom. Now, just to spark up the energy a bit in the whole this evening, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be stepping down from this high stage. Yes. Now that the hall looks so very full, we'll repeat the exercise we did earlier. So earlier, when we started the event this evening, I told people to look by their left and by their right and give their neighbors a warm compliment. So now that some people now have neighbors, we'll do that again. So please look to your left, to your right. Don't tell somebody's husband or somebody's wife a wonderful compliment. Oh. Be very careful. But look to your left or to your right and give your neighbor a wonderful compliment. Tell them, oh, I love your makeup. I love your gown. I love your dress. I love your smile. Okay, I love your jacket. I love your hair. Okay, now before we go on, we're delighted to have the presence of Honorable M.I. Onimisi with us this evening. Honorable, please, where are you, sir? Honorable M.I., thank you so much, sir, for joining us this evening. We're so delighted to have you with us. Also, we also have Alhaji Mohammed Dean with us this evening. Alhaji, can you just wave so we could get to see you, please? Thank you very much, Alhaji. And also we have AIG Ibrahim Baba Zango with us this evening. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us here this evening. So a very quick one. So today is Sylvastar's Legacy Gala, and I want to really find out how many people know Sylvastar so well. So I'll go to table by table, and I will ask random questions. Just 5 questions, basically. How well do you know Sylvastar Group? Can we do that? DJ, this way you give me that Jim song in the background, like a very suspenseful music in the background. And I will just walk to someone randomly, and I'll get to find out if, or rather, how well they know Sylvastar Group. Yes, it's you I'm coming to. Don't say no. Hi. Good evening. How are you? Great. So I'm going to ask you 5 questions. And if you get the 5 questions straight in a row, I've been instructed to give you 5 kg of rice, courtesy of the Sylvastar Group. Perfect song. Okay, so let's find out. When was Sylvastar formed? No idea? Oh, wow. List 5 subsidiaries of the Sylvastar Group.
They're into property. I think oil. some other businesses.
And some other businesses. So this is just 2 questions. All right. Where is the headquarters of Sylvastar Group?
I think in Abuja.
You think in Abuja, you're not sure.
In Abuja, yeah.
All right. No, let me ask you something much more. Okay, in Sylvastar Group, they have a water manufacturing company. What's the name of the water?
I think Sylvastar.
You think Sylvastar? You think or you know it's Sylvastar?
It is.
It is Sylvastar. Oh. Okay, so where is Sylvastar Core Energy located? Where is Sylvastar Core Energy located? You don't, no idea. Oh, great. Please, ladies and gentlemen, please, a round of applause for him. Great attempts, but, he didn't get the 5. But I could see some realtors flipping through their brochure to really find out if they know Sylvastar Group so well. So you guys, I want to really find out. Ladies and gentlemen, please, you all should indulge me. These realtors are supposed to be graduating today. And I saw them spying through their brochures to really find out if they know about Sylvastar Group or not. Sorry? You just did a course. And you don't know where you did your course. You know. Okay, so for you guys, this is what we're going to do. The DJ will play a very wonderful song right now, and you will complete the lyrics of that song in a few seconds. That's very easy now. Just to spice up the energy in the room. That's all. It's not that difficult. Let's see how it goes, right? DJ, wait me a bit. It's quite very simple. It's a popular song now. No, I know that you guys want to dance because it's your graduation. You're so excited to dance, but no. You're going to complete the song for me. Tonight you're going to be the Rema in this hall. Oh, such a wonderful thing.